When we come back, Carla Bailey comes forward after 35 years to tell her story. And wait until you hear what she says happened that day. Rick Fritz has been elected state's attorney, but is still fighting for his reputation after a newspaper story that accused him of rape when he was a teenager. Fritz says it was consensual when he and his two friends had sex with a schoolmate. But 35 years later, that girl from his past reappeared. And as Chris Wallace reports, she calls what happened that day gang rape.
I didn't want to do it. They forced me to do it. That's wrong.
Carla Bailey, who's now 50, had moved away from St. Mary's County to a small town in Pennsylvania. She was stunned to learn that a painful secret from her past had become front-page news in her hometown.
I knew it was going to upset her. I knew it was going to enrage her.
Kathy Hewitt, a former classmate and lifelong friend, sent Bailey the rape story and let her know what Fritz was saying, that she consented to everything that happened that day.
It makes me look like I'm a piece of trash or something. Like I'm the one who said, oh yeah, come on guys, you know, and it wasn't that way.
Bailey tracked down publisher Ken Rosignol, and last April he printed the follow-up to his Election Day bombshell. The woman who says Fritz raped her, coming forward after 35 years. About the only thing that Richard Fritz and Carla Bailey agree on is that one day in November of 1964, they ended up here on St. George's Island on the Potomac River, along with some friends. They went to a small house on the island. What happened next is where the stories split. Fritz was a senior, Bailey a sophomore. She says she can't remember many details from that day, but she can't forget what it turned into.
I somehow ended up in a room. I remember a window, one single bed, and that's where it happened. These three guys all took turns with me and raped me. One would hold my feet, one would hold my arms, and then one would do their thing and they took turns.
Totally untrue.
All three acts were consensual?
Yes, it was a consensual situation.
And she wasn't saying that?
No.
No chance that they could have thought you were consenting, that you wanted this to happen?
Not in my book.
Did you struggle?
Yeah, I struggled and I screamed.
What makes you think that a 15-year-old girl would willingly have sex with three young men, one after another?
Happens all the time.
Maybe I'm innocent, Mr. Fritz. I don't know a lot of girls who have sex with three guys, one right after another when they're 15 years old.
Well, I can say that it occurred. It was voluntary. I mean, I don't want to speak poorly about the girl, but three of us had sex with her, and that should speak for itself.
Bailey says she didn't report the attack to her parents or the police. But by the next morning, Great Mills High School was buzzing. Rumors that Carla had been raped swept through the halls. And so did whispers that she had sex voluntarily with three boys.
When I heard rape, I absolutely believed it. All of us girls were we just figured that was the end of her life. Her life had just been ruined. Who would marry her?
Bailey's parents finally heard and went to the authorities, but the case never got to trial. As we've said, Fritz and another of the young men pled guilty to a misdemeanor, having sex with an underage girl, and got off with probation. The third boy was a juvenile, and his record is sealed.
Just like it was a waste of my time, my parents' time, to take me over to the courthouse and even press charges.
Did you feel that he got away with it?
Yeah. I just know that he should have been punished for what he did.
Bailey believes the boys only got a slap on the wrist because one of Fritz's friends was from a prominent St. Mary's family. But Fritz says it just shows there was no case.
I know that as a prosecutor myself, if a 15-year-old girl came in and told me that she was held down, raped by three different people, I'd immediately have them arrested and charged with first-degree rape.
And so the fact that the prosecutor didn't do that in your case indicates what?
Either she did not say that, okay, or else her story was so totally incredible that he just out and out did not believe her.
We contacted the prosecutor in the case. All he would say is that he handled the matter appropriately. Whatever the reason for the light sentence, when Bailey returned to school, friends say the outgoing 15-year-old was never the same.
She was ashamed. She was scared. She was all of a sudden afraid. She had to walk down the halls and see these guys coming down the halls smiling. And what did that do to her self-worth? And I watched my friend change.
While Rick Fritz went on to become a successful lawyer and now county prosecutor, Carla Bailey married at 17 and eventually left town. 35 years after the incident, she finds it difficult to describe what she's been through. Do you think about this often?
Sometimes I'll just go in my room and cry.
A 15-year-old girl, it's a lot to go through, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Here's the question I keep wondering about. Why would a woman 34 years after the fact make up a story like that?
Well, my guesses are that obviously someone from Mr. Rosignol's newspaper got a hold of her. I would assume paid her. And I have no evidence of this, but I'm thinking about what would have made her say that.
Fritz has suggested that Ken Rosignol paid you for your story.
He didn't pay me.
Never got a dime.
No.
It's outrageous. I think that is delusional. It's a lie that they've made up.
Ken Rosignol also denies paying for the story and then delivers this counterpunch. He has challenged Fritz, the man who prosecutes criminals, to submit to a polygraph test himself.
I think he should take a lie detector test administered by the Maryland State Police to determine his truthfulness, or he should step down.
If Ken Rosignol wants to put up $500,000 in escrow so I can sue his butt for the libelous activity that he has engaged in over the last year and a half, I'd be more than happy to take a polygraph examination. More than happy to.
Chances are we'll never know what really happened that day on St. George's Island. But Ken Rosignol's Election Day headline reopened all the old wounds. Carla Bailey says she still hopes for justice.
I would like to see him pay. Instead of going to jail, he's going to just lose what he has.
As for Fritz, he says he's already lost plenty. That people now ask his wife whether he raped that woman. But once the story hit the front page, he says he did what they always do in St. Mary's County. He fought back.
Never was my intention to make her out to be trash. But if the facts of the case are the facts of the case, then so be it.
Newspaper publisher Ken Rosignol is suing Richard Fritz, the sheriff, and St. Mary's County for allegedly violating his civil rights by confiscating the newspaper. We'll be right back.